Hey everyone, and I hope everyone is having a great evening. I'm going to do something different tonight where instead of the usual building something together, which we might get to at the end, I want to take you on a journey from where I started in terms of building things, my progression through building different applications, different workflows, and how that all that knowledge, testing and breaking things led me to an important breakthrough today that I really wanted to hit and that I'm going to share with you at the end of the video. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Avi Hacker. I'm the founder of the AI Consulting Network, and I help small to medium-sized businesses leverage AI, help them grow, be more efficient, mainly focusing on the real estate industry because I graduated law school, I worked at PwC, and then I found myself deep in AI, and then I started my own company. So to begin this journey, I had no tech background. I didn't know any tech terminology. I didn't know how to build a website. I literally had to teach myself everything and really just claw my way through every single technical barrier that was very complex, but AI helped me through the entire process. Now, I'm sharing this because a lot of people I speak to give up after one try and it doesn't work, two tries and it doesn't work, three tries, it doesn't work. But to truly master anything, not just AI, it takes a lot of repetitive steps, get it into muscle memory to become really good at it. So we'll start off with my first website when I wanted to launch the AI Consulting Network. And I was towards the end of my third year of law school, and I wanted to start my company. So I was like, you know what? I need to get a website. And the first thing that popped up on Google was obviously GoDaddy. And I didn't know how to do any building or coding at that point. So I kind of just put something together where it was a drop and drag, and I definitely have to update this because it's not the most pleasing. And yeah, that's definitely something that's on my list. I'm just having so much fun building other stuff. But this was just like a simple thing that I could throw on and just have a website for my business. My main platform that I love focusing on is LinkedIn. So I kind of drive all my traffic there, but I just wanted to have something online. So you could see like this is just very basic, like an about section, and kind of like everything is pretty modular, nothing nothing really crazy and stuff like that. Then, as I was getting better and learning more, I was finding so many tools that I was building for myself to improve my own process. And all of these tools seemed to be on different platforms, whether that was using Claude for writing or helping me with my LinkedIn posts, or ChatGPT for brainstorming, or Perplexity for researching the internet, or Google Gemini for analyzing large documents. And each model had their own capability. And honestly, it was a lot to keep track of, but I was keeping track of all the models every single day, all day. So I really knew them by heart. And instead of trying to navigate to each individual website, and which I was doing at the time, I kind of started to put together, which led to my second website that I put up that a lot of my clients use right now, is what was called the AI dashboard. So I made my own kind of suite of tools that helped me grow and helped me get through my day much faster and much more efficient. So when I wanted to create a custom GBT within ChatGPT, I just created my own mini app, and I just would enter a role. So let's say content creator, and then helps with viral content. So like any ideas like I had that I just wanted to just have great instructions just right away to copy and paste into a custom GBT. So I just created that so I could just have that quickly. I know where to go, and it would just spit out instructions. And I created the instructions behind this of how it should be created. See, and then expert content, viral instructions, objective, role, details. So like all of this. But this was great. And I built this on Lovable, but then I also embedded the GBT instruction architect from my relevance AI dashboard. So I was building agents here, putting them as iframes in Lovable, and then embedding it in my Wix dashboard. So there was this like whole chain of events trying to really duct tape a lot of tools together, because that's what I was able to do at the time. And like it was really helpful at that point. But I knew there had to be a better way. And I knew I wanted to do something more. So like the same thing with here. Like one of my best tools that I think everyone loves, and I'm gonna still uh, transfer that over, and I might even break this out as a separate product. But like my LinkedIn tool helper, where you basically enter your thoughts, and it kind of gives you a perfect LinkedIn post, because one of the biggest pain points is content creation, and that's like one of the main things that help me and grow is, and I've studied LinkedIn hours and hours a day, so it's kind of just like formatted according to all the instructions that I put it as underlying instructions. And like you can create an image, your daily reflection, give you post ideas, help you with a content calendar, and like speak to a chatbot. But these were all like plug and play things, like in a UI that I didn't like so much. So like here is just other stuff that I created, but it was really, really helpful at the time. And I wanted to build like a website where everything was wrapped together, and like I was building all the underlying tools, all the knowledge, all the data. But it was difficult. Like I'm not gonna lie. So I definitely made a couple of attempts, and I will show you. Like I made this post earlier today. see. Like I have a place on my desktop where I have literally tried to create. I mean, this is not even like half of it because like a lot of them I didn't even try to download and create. But here are almost 32 apps that a lot of them did work, but each one helped me learn something new and a new constraint that I wasn't aware of or different properties I needed to learn. Like I even successfully built my own. This one was really cool. Um, my own MCP server to connect Claude to Todoist, where I was able to control my Todoist app through Claude before even everything came out. And I was able to just vibe code that through Cursor with the help of Codex and Claude Code. So I was able to really create incredible things. And then I wanted to take it a step further. So I was trying to create multi-agent systems and then trying to use the OpenAI SDK and then the real-time agents. Then I tried to clone certain websites, trying to make a real estate title checker. I created a great, which I use every single day, an extension that if I highlight anything on my page, I could just get it to read out loud for me, which is honestly one of the best things I've made and helps me be so much more efficient. He was like a webhook tester because when you're building out all these applications and you want to send data through a webhook, like it was pretty annoying to try to get all of these automations triggered. So like I built a webhook tester to send triggers, and then I tried to build voice agents. So like I really tried basically 85% of the major platforms out there and really dug into all of them to see all of their capabilities and where each one shines. So just want to show you the extent of really what it takes to really get knowledgeable on a lot of different areas in the field. Okay, so this was the second type of website that I built. And then he was just like an ROI calculator that I built just to try to show when I'm talking to clients, like all the savings that they will have. And then it would show them by task and the ROI. So like I at this point I was like, okay, great. Like there were so many opportunities and I just kind of want to create everything that I want to do. So that takes us to, yeah, so like I started building websites and then the automations came in. So that's where make.com, and like I was using make.com for a long, long time. And I'm still using it for a couple of automations, which significantly helped me in the beginning. So one of the main use cases that I use it right now is for fireflies. When I have a meeting and my fireflies joins the meeting, one of the annoying things is that before all of these connectors were connected to, let's say, MCP servers, I wanted, like, you had a Google Drive connection to, let's say, Claude, but you weren't able to connect fireflies. So you had to figure out a way to query all of your transcripts in a efficient way. So I set up a webhook that whenever my transcripts were done, it would get that transcript, it would create that Google Doc within my Google Drive with the entire transcript, and it would create a summarized version of with the action points that I wanted to extract from the meeting. I know Fireflies does its own, but then that would get updated in my Airtable. So like that just happens every single time I run any meeting automatically. And one of the other things that I was doing in the beginning, where I was running a newsletter that was sending out news basically every single day on the AI updates. And I don't do that anymore because I transferred it over to the AI Tactical Toolbox, where now I just share practical tips on how to leverage AI because there's just so much AI news and a lot of people just want to know how it's applicable to them. But what I was doing to actually consume all of that data and find the best points was I created a workflow within make.com that I set up Feedly tables where it watched certain articles. And then once those articles got populated, it transferred it over to a board. And then once that board got populated within Feedly, like this was by far the most amazing build I think I've done so far. Let's see. Yeah, so once that board was populated in Feedly, it scraped that website, it parsed the data, it analyzed it, it graded it by how relevant it would be, it updated my Airtable, and then it did a few other analyzations and updated that Airtable also based on high, medium, low priority, what are the main points of the article. So then all I need to do is go to Airtable and everything would be filtered. And I could just see like what articles I should use from there. And then I took it a step further and I was running my podcast, AI Gen Daily, which I also don't do anymore because I've shifted in different directions, but that was also an amazing time. Was I took some of those articles, I put it in a different column within Airtable, and then it triggered a webhook, which then summarized all those articles, created a script, updated my Airtable record with that script. Then it sent it to OpenAI to create the audio, downloaded it into my Google Drive, and uploaded the link into my Airtable. And then it created a description and updated my Airtable and also a Google Drive. And then at some point, I also wanted to start creating it in Spanish and then trying to do every other language. So then at this point, I tried to make out a workflow with DeepL where it would translate it, put it into Spanish, save it into my Google Drive, and upload it into Airtable. So you could really see how much you're able to accomplish if you start really thinking outside the box. And this was running for a good 6 to 8 months. And I hit like over 10,000 listeners on the podcast. But then, like, some things you can't just keep up forever. And then here's another one that I loved was helping me from a marketing perspective, that anytime there was a really cool marketing article, I would have it analyzed and then how could I apply it to my business? And then it would automatically just give me bullet points about, okay, great, this was the article and this is how you could apply it to your business. Yeah. So you could even see here how many things I've tried to build and they've worked and they worked for a certain amount of time and I didn't need them at every single point, or when a contact was uploaded in bulk, then it triggered a different automation, Outlook, Slack, Zoom, like you get the gist. Like if it was available, I tried to build it. And then the same thing with Relevance AI. Like I love this platform. So I was building out different agents with different tools and plugging and playing with all the different models, with LinkedIn, with image generation, with deep research, and it still is incredible and so much fun, but really so helpful in the long run because once you build out an efficient system that works for you, like it's really a game changer. And I know one of the things that I posted in the past was like this demo, which was a real estate multi-agent. Like I really built a couple of multi-agent demos over my past few lives, but I think this is like one of my coolest ones where a manager agent manages 5 sub agents, like gets the information, analyzes the market, does the underwriting, does the risk. Like we're not going to go into that today, but like that's also another really cool use case. Then I had my idea that I wanted to take my personal website to the next level because I was getting much better at utilizing my my vibe coding skills. And then I just put together this website where I didn't update my main website, but I kind of just put it on a subdomain where it was kind of like I wanted to have this like futuristic vibe, like as you scroll through it. And I still need to update this. Like that was just really cool. As I was playing around with like different animations and different ways to showcase what I have done and the data in a visual way. So you could see from where I started and all the different iterations and roadblocks and countless of times that I have tried to do something and it didn't work out, you walk away with skills that are only going to help you for the future. So then that took me to a second iteration of the AI dashboard where I was like, okay, great. I'm getting much better at building these websites, and I really want to make it now a sleeker design, kind of all in one, encompassing like not using external tools, not embedding it in the website. Like I just want to build the entire thing, and it's pretty complex. And I know people just show all these demos or MVPs, but once you get down into like the crux of it, it's like you do need to have like a deeper knowledge for it to work properly. So then I kind of tried to replicate this and give it more of a futuristic theme. This is something that I'm just running at the moment. If you want, you could sign up. You could find it on my LinkedIn post. So then I kind of put these thumbnails, these cards, and did a quick replica of like my LinkedIn post generator. As you can see, it's kind of like more part of the website, but I still want to improve it a lot. And then something else that I built, which I actually use all the time now, is once Nano Banana was released by Gemini, I built a thumbnail idea generator. So because all of these tools, if you know each one could perform a certain capability, but then you have to prompt it every single time on their certain website, my thinking was always like, I feel like I could create it. So I want to create a unified platform with every app, with every model I know is the best for that use case. Because, like I said, Claude is better for writing. ChatGPT was better for certain things. Perplexity was better for certain things. So I wanted to just create my own blend of all these tools, all formatted in a certain way where anything I need to do, like I just go to my website and it's all configured. And that's what I'm also helping my clients do by giving them access to the tools that I build and help them really level up in their game. So this one was pretty cool. So I'll just show you a quick demo of this. I'm giving a live right now on all the tools I've built. So then you could just paste anything in there and it'll just analyze what you pasted. And then you were able to upload photos of your face if you don't want to upload photos of your face, because thumbnails for YouTube are really important. So I created this whole instruction method on kind of creating great thumbnails in a short amount of time, because that was always such a big time suck. And creating like AI audits and comparing certain pictures with each other. So like that's just things that you could just build in a day or a few hours, depending on the complexity. Like that's the time that we're living in. So then today, that's where I come to, I think, one of my last iterations, because one of the biggest things that I always wanted to build, and I think is such a underutilized tool, is custom GBTs, custom projects, just custom personas that have a custom knowledge base with instructions that know the task that you're about to do. And I'm speaking with so many people, and they're just using the regular ChatGPT interface without creating custom personas. And I've been creating a ton of custom instructions, giving them formatting their knowledge base. And I always wanted to have a platform where it was just so much easier for me to help them, like just create their custom persona for them and just give it to them, instead of like help instead of going through the struggle of setting everything up. And I that's like really important, and I love, like that's one of the main core business models that I love doing, is teaching people how to level up and learn how to use AI themselves. But some people, to get started, they just really need those like crux to get started. So I was never able to figure out a way, and I know there was like some other people that kind of put paywalls behind custom GBTs or embedded them in other platforms. But like I always wanted to have a way where I was able to be in control of my own website, where I was able to create my own custom GBTs, not on the ChatGPT platform, and then all of the all of the instructions, all the configurations, I was able to set up in the way that I thought was the best way. And then I could just have my clients or anyone else go on to my website and just use it. So it'll be as seamless as possible. And I was really trying to do that for a while, but it gets pretty complex with the front end user face and connecting it to a back end and storing the chats and doing the authentication and making sure everything is protected and the user the user interface the user interface. And I've been trying out all of these tools: Lovable, Replit, Cursor, like everything. But at some point today, I was just like, I really feel like I have all the skills after writing my post from a couple of days ago, or today or yesterday, to just go for it. So then it took around 8 hours, 7, 8 hours, going from absolutely nothing to a place where I'm very comfortable and proud of the place that I got it to, where now I built, let's call this like version 3 of the AI dashboard. And I think this is going to be the one that finally sticks, where, as you can see here, like this is my admin dashboard where I'm the administrator. And then I can build out my own personas. So let's see here. I could create my own personas. Let's see. Let's see. Live call. Live call helper. And obviously I would have help writing out all the instructions, but this would be tips on how to do a live webinar. And if I ask you questions, you're an expert live webinar agent. Like very basic. And then I was able to plug in different APIs, because these are the main two that I use. It's either ChatGPT or Claude. So I was able to hook them up so I could pick which model I want based on which custom persona I want. So let's just pick Claude 4. And this doesn't, I'm not sure why that's still there, but, and then I could do published or draft. So let's say if I click create persona, and okay, so here it is. So now it's in draft. So now if I click publish, now it's published. But the beauty of how I built this out was when users sign up, or I could add users to this application that I built, I could manage which personas they have access to. So this was another one of my emails, and I just named it Abe just to test it out. And I could see who's there. So then here, I could assign which custom persona that user would have access to, and then they, on their side of the dashboard, would be able to use this persona. And like that's really a big thing that I wanted. Like I wanted just to keep everything within my own environment, not relying on any third party tools besides like APIs and hosting, but that's a different story. And like this took, yeah, like I said, like 7, 8 hours because it was really complex with all the different configurations and iterations. So let's just go to like chat. And obviously this is, I just built this today. So it's going to improve a ton. And I'm going to put all of the tools I built and make this kind of like a go-to dashboard hub of just useful tools that are ready to go for content creation. And I'm going to do a specific focus on like real estate and just make this the most helpful dashboard possible in every way that in every tool that I've used across every single tool that I've tried out and just make that available because so no one has to jump from platform to platform to platform. And like if someone wants something else, they could create it. So then let's say they want to chat. So then here, this is very limited functionality because when you're building your first version, you don't want to put in a lot of complex things to start because then it's going to start breaking. So you want to build it one step at a time. So here, can you help me? Come on, don't fail on me now. There we go. See, and then it goes according to its persona. And like I want to be able to really create all of these really helpful personas that are detailed and specific and written in the way they should be written and not just these generic instructions that people are just giving out because the better these custom instructions are, your output will be a million times better. So like that's just something that like it's incredible to finally get a working version of let's say the AI dashboard v3 and to get this up and running. So I was building this mainly through Lovable, and then where I got stuck and Lovable wasn't able to help me, I then published it. I connected it with GitHub, so you see here, and then I downloaded it to my computer and I opened it in Cursor, and then I was running Codex and Claude Code against the problems that I wasn't able to fix within Lovable. And then I switched to Codex on the web. So then all the bugs that were showing up constantly, I was just copying and pasting all the bugs that I saw. And I was just sending them off one at a time. And then they were getting fixed. And then I was just merging them and updating the database. So I was able to accomplish multi problem, multiple problems at once. And then now I got it to a place where there isn't a lot of bugs, and I think it's a great first version, and I'm really happy where it's at, and it's gonna look incredibly different in a few weeks. But the point of me taking you from the beginning to what I built here was most people are watching these demos and they're like, oh, great, I want to build that. And they think they'll just type in a prompt and get this sophisticated app. But maybe at some point in the future, it will get there. But I think there's always going to be some technical expertise needed just for like the deeper details that aren't obvious to an everyday user. Because I I worked at PwC. I graduated law school. I worked in the real estate industry. I had no technical background. So anytime I'm running into these errors or these syntax errors or these authentication problems, like I'm sitting there on ChatGPT asking like, okay, what does this mean? How could I solve it? What's the best way? Like, what does refactoring mean? What does like I'm just asking all these questions, learning as I go, and you don't realize how much things accumulate and compound to a point where now you're really equipped to go tackle those harder issues that you never thought you were possible. So that's my main takeaway for today. And I post incredibly helpful things in my newsletter over here. If you want to sign up for this dashboard for the future, send me a message. I'll be more than happy to let you know when it's open for beta testers. And if you need help with strategy or building something in your operations, let me know. And this is just a message to everyone out there saying it's okay when things aren't working and just push forward. Everyone's trying to figure it out as they go. And the more effort you put in and don't give up, the better you will become. And you'll be so happy that you pushed through because most people, after one try, just completely abandon it. After, let's say, 5 tries, like 80%. And then if you're if you keep on going and going and going without stopping, that's your differentiator, and no one's going to be able to stop you. So that's my message to everyone watching. No matter what industry you're in, you don't have to go as deep, but figure out that use case that would make such a difference in your organization. Try to build a solution. Try to build anything. Try to look up how can I do it with AI better, and I guarantee you, you will become that much more valuable in the workplace today. So my name's Avi Hacker, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great night.